Rule 13. Overtaking. Simple in concept, but with one critical definition that trips up officers in oral examinations every single year. In this video, I'll break down exactly what makes a vessel an overtaking vessel, what the overtaking vessel must do, and, critically, when the overtaking situation ends. Let's go. What is an overtaking situation? Rule 13 defines it precisely. A vessel is overtaking when she is coming up with another vessel from a direction more than 22.5 degrees abaft her beam. 22.5 degrees abaft the beam. That is the arc covered by the sternlight. From 22.5 degrees abaft the port beam to 22.5 degrees abaft the starboard beam, spanning 135 degrees astern. If you can see the sternlight of the vessel ahead, you are an overtaking vessel under Rule 13. The rule puts it simply. If you are in doubt as to whether you are overtaking, you shall assume that you are and act accordingly. This is a significant point. The COLREGS resolve doubt in favor of the more restrictive obligation. If you might be overtaking, you are overtaking. What must the overtaking vessel do? The overtaking vessel shall keep out of the way of the vessel being overtaken. This is an absolute obligation. Rule 13 overrides the normal crossing rules. Even if the vessel being overtaken would normally be the give-way vessel in a crossing situation, if you are overtaking her, you give way, full stop. How do you keep out of the way? Under Rule 8, with a positive, early, clearly visible action. In practice, an overtaking vessel typically alters course to pass at a safe distance or reduces speed to create separation before passing. The narrow channel overtaking rule. Rule 13 interacts with Rule 9, narrow channels. In a narrow channel, an overtaking vessel that needs the cooperation of the vessel being overtaken to pass safely shall sound the appropriate signal. 2 prolonged blasts, followed by 1 short blast. I intend to overtake you on your starboard side. 2 prolonged blasts, followed by 2 short blasts. I intend to overtake you on your port side. The vessel ahead, if she agrees, sounds 1 prolonged, 1 short, 1 prolonged, 1 short, the Morse letter C, meaning agreed. If she does not agree, or if it is not safe, she sounds 5 short blasts, the danger signal. This is the only situation in the COLREGS where overtaking requires explicit agreement from the vessel being overtaken.
When does the overtaking situation end? This is the question that catches officers out in oral examinations. The answer is in the rule itself, and it is unambiguous. Rule 13 states, "No subsequent alteration of bearing between the two vessels shall make the overtaking vessel a crossing vessel or relieve her of the duty to keep clear." Read that again. No subsequent alteration of bearing shall relieve the overtaking vessel of her duty to keep clear. Once you are overtaking, you remain the give-way vessel until you are finally passed and clear. What does finally passed and clear mean? It means you have completely passed the other vessel. You are ahead of her, and there is sufficient separation that the encounter is over. Not when you are alongside, not when you are 1 ship length ahead, when you are finally passed and clear. This prevents a dangerous ambiguity. As an overtaking vessel pulls ahead, and the geometry begins to look like a crossing situation, Rule 13 keeps the overtaking obligations firmly in place. You cannot suddenly claim crossing vessel status to shed your give-way obligation. Worked scenario. Your vessel is on course 090 true at 16 knots. Ahead of you, a vessel on course 085 true at 10 knots, bearing 010 degrees relative, range 4 miles. Her sternlight is visible. You are coming up with her from a direction of 10 degrees off her port quarter, abaft her beam. You are an overtaking vessel under Rule 13. Your obligation: keep clear. You plan to pass her to starboard. You alter course to 110 true, a 20-degree alteration to starboard to create a safe passing distance. You monitor CPA throughout. As you come alongside and then draw ahead, she is now on your port quarter. You maintain your course and speed until you are well ahead and the encounter is complete. Only then is the overtaking situation resolved. At no point during this encounter did you consider whether the crossing rules applied. Rule 13 governed from start to finish. Summary. A vessel coming up from more than 22.5 degrees abaft the beam is overtaking. Sternlight arc is the test. If in doubt, assume you are overtaking. The overtaking vessel keeps clear. Rule 13 overrides crossing rules. In narrow channels, sound the correct signal and get agreement before passing. The overtaking obligation remains until you are finally passed and clear. Subscribe to Maritime with Mero for weekly COLREGS breakdowns, LNG operations, SIRE 2.0 guidance, and maritime career content. Fair winds and safe sailing.